repeating shapes. We can take, for example, a circle, like a round shape, right? So it can be a flat circle or can be a spheric shape. So we have naturally in many flowers, we have the round shape. So like in alliums, that's very pronounced. It's less visible on like something like this, like a Nigella flower, and that's the seed pod of it. So that's also kind of the round shape, but you can go into more like circle shapes with sunflower. So it's also kind of, if you put it frontal, it is a very pronounced circle shape. So you can also create shapes. So what I've done here, so I just use a couple of those strings, and you can use a plastic material as well. It is not really compulsory what material you have. You just select the size you want, and then you basically just intertwine it with itself. It is as simple as that. And you can achieve different strength of this shape by putting more material or less material. And here, for example, one of my learnings was to really balance the strength, and how high, like the higher you put the element in the composition, the stronger it is, right? So kind of the whole thing was to place the right weight of right objects on the right height, and this is really depending where you are in your studies. So this is kind of the circle I made very quickly, right? So how long did it take me? Like 30 seconds. And then this circle, I just put tall pieces of grass. This is a flower stem which was cut off from Allium. So all kinds of green tall things work. And then if I just thread them through, you can put them in the composition, and that gives you certain shape. So here I made the same, and I also like, so the green grass going, it's a bulrush, like a tiny variety. So it goes through, and then I threaded it again to have connection. So it's not all artificial material, or no, that's wood, but not the kind of non-flower material. But it can have different ways of combining. So I also have a leaf like this. It's just the flower leaf. You can use lily leaf or anything. I just rolled it to have a similar shape. Just grabbing my tool. Yeah, that's the little tool for making holes. So by putting it on another piece of grass, I can place it somewhere in the composition, quite high or low, it all depends. And then I'm trying to use all kinds of natural fixing ways to avoid wires if I can. I mean, nothing wrong with wires, but if you can do it with just a piece of grass, I prefer doing that. So here's my kind of round shape. It's not now going to be perfectly round, but so there's another one. So I can make it quite low, for example, somewhere here. Looking just for the right place on kenzan, where it could all hold nicely. So, and this is what I already used, probably something like this. And it's very thin stems. They are hollow, so I can put them on kenzan quite easily, just, you know, putting needle inside. If it's not hollow, you know that you can always tape them and reinforce. I normally like that everything goes towards the center of the arrangement, so it's like a small detail, but I really prefer that, so I probably will fiddle with it a bit to make sure it curves the right way. So I just put my thumb on one side of it and stretch, and that gets me the right direction. So this one I probably want to put more material, so I have this yeah, that works well, because the allium flowers, they were quite tall. I have those nice long stems from alliums, and then it stabilizes the whole composition, while I still want to retain those thin rush grass blades for the lightness for the lighter feeling. So this is kind of already the beginning of it. I have my flowers, I have my other round shapes. I just need to make sure that I don't overdo it and I keep it light. I kind of like layering them over, so if I just go back to the side a bit, so that I have, like, you know, several shapes on the same level. And probably can use an extra kenzan, because I already put 2, but if I want to have freedom of moving flowers around, I probably need separate kenzans, and then I can a bit play with kind of like where do I place it. Probably like this. So I don't want flowers to be like all into your face. This is not so much about the flowers, it is about the shape itself and how the shape evolves. Right now it's like 2 and 2, so I don't like that. I only need to put a third flower or third circle, and that's really probably the flower is fine. But again, as always, before taking pictures, I will look at it, and this is more the idea, and you decide how you want to do it. And then I still have the part where the kenzan is, yeah, I could add more circles, but I think this is fine. Covering kenzan in this situation is quite important, and I cannot really, I don't have any branches here with leaves, so that is not so easy to get it covered with natural way, and it's quite abstract arrangement as well, so I need to come up with the abstract way which would fit with it. And what I'm doing here, I'm taking the same leaf as I used for the circles, and I'm building like semicircle, right? So it's like a rainbow shape. Now it came back to me. So then I can build as many of those semicircles as I want to take attention away from my kenzans. It doesn't have to be covered like 100%, but I want to have it reasonably well covered, and just we'll make a second one, build second one, and then we'll move on. So each next piece is slightly longer. You see, there is a small difference in size to make sure they reach the kenzan. You know, just simple thinking, but practical tips help no more. So I'm using just 3 here, but it doesn't have to be 3, can be more.